Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and I am from Idaho. Welcome to class. Today we will be going over the topic of superbugs and how to combat that. So, hello, Laura. How are you?
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. And remind me, you're from Spain, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
I,
awesome. Yeah, I remembered. Yay. So,
yeah.
awesome. And hello, Heidi. How are you?
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. And is it 7 a.m. in Japan
Yes,
or
yes,
okay?
yeah.
All right, excellent. And hello, Jose. Nice to see you
Hello,
again
Holly.
too.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's midnight in Spain, right, Laura
Yes.
and Jose? Okay.
Yes.
All right. And it's 4 p.m. here.
4 p.m. in
Yeah.
Spain to 12 p.m.
Yeah, it's if I was on the East Coast, it's just a 6 hour difference. So there it's 6 p.m. But I'm further over, so it's a 2 hour difference from the East Coast. So all right. Hello, Jefferson. How are you? And it's nice to see you again, Alejandro.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. And Jefferson, how are you doing?
Hi, teacher. Hi, everyone. I'm fine.
Hi.
Thank you.
And remind me, I just got to make sure. I think I know it. You are from Brazil, right?
Yeah, it is. You were right.
Okay, good. Okay. I was like, oh no. And then there was a hesitation. Oh no, what was wrong? And Diana, you are from Colombia, right?
Yes, Holly, I am.
Oh, okay, I'm getting it right every time. Okay, good. And David's from Colombia. It's awesome. Well, welcome everyone. Um, so we have I'm from Idaho. Here in Idaho, it's 4 o'clock in Sunday afternoon. Alejandro is in Argentina, and let me guess, is it 7 p.m. now?
Yeah.
Okay. And then David is in Colombia where it is 5 p.m., right?
Yes, Holly, you're right.
Okay.
Like always.
And, yeah. And Diana, it's in Colombia where it's 5. And then Jefferson, is it 7 p.m. in Brazil?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And Heidi, you just told me what time it was in Japan. Was it 7 a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay, and then midnight. Jose and Laura are from Spain, where it is
Yes.
midnight. So
Okay.
we have good morning, Heidi, and good evening, Jefferson and Alejandro, Laura, and Jose, and then good afternoon, David and Diana. So I've been wanting to do that for several days. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
Okay. Yes.
So anyway. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a topic during this hour called Superbugs. So, Superbugs, what do you think the title means? Jefferson, what do you think the title Superbugs mean?
Superbugs looks like a big insect.
Okay,
I don't
so
know what this.
okay, we're going to write out. We're going to actually write. That's a good guess. So we're going to write out all the different guesses, and the more creative you get, the better. It'll be fun. Okay, so. Okay, bear with me a moment. Make sure I can write. There it goes. Okay. Okay, so we have it's an insect. Welcome.
Hello, welcome. Welcome.
Welcome. All right, so Diana, what do you think what do you think the title means?
I think are bacteriums or viruses that are resistant to the medicines or drugs, maybe.
Okay. Okay, so resistant bacteria or viruses. Good. Okay. Resistant bacteria, viruses. Okay. And David, what would you think it is? What's your guess?
I agree with Diana. There
Okay.
are kind of infections.
A type of infection. Okay. And Heidi, what is your guess? And that's infections when you can't type right.
Yeah, virus. We use that medicine. Then still remind some virus, and it's getting stronger and to that medicine. Then people change the medicine. But finally, the bacteria, the virus, is very strong to any medicine.
Very strong virus, resistant to everything. Okay. All right. And Alexander, welcome. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, me too.
And so tell me, Alexander, what do you think a superbug is?
It is a very strong bacteria that can be hard to deal with.
Okay, strong bacteria. I think everybody's pretty much right, except for the insect one, which I think is the funniest one. And Alejandro, what is your guess?
Yes, for me, it's a strong and dangerous bacteria.
Okay, strong and dangerous bacteria. Okay, and Jose, what is your guess?
I think it is a strain of bacteria that has become resistant to most antibiotics.
Okay, so it's resistant to antibiotics. Okay.
Antibiotics. Okay.
Okay. There's two pronunciations to that. In British English, they would say antibiotics, which is what you're saying, and then we say in American English we say antibiotic.
Antibiotics.
Yeah, antibiotics. So biotics instead of biotic.
Okay.
Biotics.
Biotics. Okay.
Okay. And Alejandro, I've already asked you, Alejandro. Ahmed, what is your guess? What do you think the title means? Ahmed, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so what do you think the superbugs means?
Like this meaning, very strong bacteria. that can
Okay, so
destroy,
like it.
side
Okay, so what everybody else has said. Okay, Laura, do you have anything different to say, or basically what everybody else has said?
No, basically what everybody said. Sí.
Okay. It's funny because if it wasn't for this picture, if we didn't have this picture, I wonder if people might actually also guess computer virus. So, but we have the picture, so we know it's about medicine, but it's one of the things I've wondered. Okay, so we're going to read an article about superbugs, and before that, we're going to match the words and the meanings together. So let's start with, I will read the words on the left-hand side, and then I want you guys each to, as I call on you, to read on the right-hand side. So we have antibiotics or antibiotics, prescribe an infection, be resistant, hygiene, and then sparingly. Okay. Laura, could you read the first line here and match to one of these words?
Keeping yourself and where you are clean.
Okay.
Hygiene.
Hygiene, yeah.
Hygiene.
So basically, how you could pronounce that would be like saying, "Hi, Jean." So, hi to your friend Jean. Hi, Jean. That's basically what it is. Hygiene. It's spelled kind of strange, but that's how we pronounce it. Okay. Jose, could you read the next one?
Okay. Doing something only a little. Sparingly?
Yes, if you're doing something sparingly, you're only doing it a little. Perfect. Okay. And Heidi, could you read the next one?
And not be damaged by something. Be resistant.
Yes. If you are resistant, you are not damaged. Perfect. Okay. And then Jefferson. Next one.
A drug is antibiotics.
Yes, antibiotics or antibiotics.
Antibiotics.
Yeah. Okay, and then Diana, could you read the next one?
Write a note for medication, usually by a physician, is prescribed.
Yeah, and the verb to prescribe. Perfect. Okay, and then the last one, David, could you read that one?
Sure, Holly. A kind of illness often to one part of the body. An infection.
An infection. Perfect. Okay. All right. So we have hygiene, sparingly, to be resistant, antibiotics, to prescribe, and infection. Now what we're going to do is read the text and fill in the spaces using the words below. So we have patients, common, discovered, and injury. So let's go ahead and start with that. Alexander, could you read the first paragraph?
Yes. One of the most important advances in medical knowledge in the 20th century was the manufacture of antibiotics, drugs that can be used to treat infections. The most famous antibiotic is penicillin, first discovered by Alexander Fleming in the 1920s.
Perfect. Thank you, Alexander. Okay, and Alejandro, can you read the next paragraph?
In the 21st century, antibiotics are common, perhaps more than you think. However, they are not just prescribed by physicians. Uh, when we eat beef or chicken, those animals were probably given antibiotics in their feed, even though they were not sick.
Perfect. Okay, there's a couple pronunciation areas. First of all, so we would say 21st century, and then also
21.
Yeah, not 21. We'd say 21st.
Oh,
21st.
okay, 21st.
And also physicians. It's physicians.
Physicians.
Is how we say it. Yeah. And hello, Anna Carolina. Thanks for coming.
Hi, Holly. Thank you.
Nice to see you. All right. So let's go to the next paragraph. Ahmed, can you read that one?
Yes. A growing problem is that infections can become resistant to antibiotics. This can happen when antibiotics are used too much. In particular, there are some infections that you can catch in hospitals that are very difficult to treat. These are called superbugs. Someone might be admitted to hospital because of a simple. Can I see the words?
Yeah. Simple.
Simple. Someone might be admitted to simple injury.
Yes.
Okay. And can I continue? I can't see.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. But then catch a superbug, which could be fatal.
Fatal. Yeah, but then so
Fatal.
they go in for something small and then catch a superbug and it could be fatal. Okay, Ana
Fatal
Carolina.
means very strong.
Yeah, fatal means death.
Fatal. Very,
Fatal is death.
like in engineering, fatal mistake.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
strong mistake.
Yeah, exactly. So if it's a fatal mistake, in medicine, if you make a fatal mistake, someone could die. So, all right,
And it
Ana
can't be
Carolina.
recovered.
Exactly, absolutely. Ana Carolina, can you read the next paragraph?
Sure. In recent years, hospitals have tried to reduce the number of people catching superbugs. Anti-gels are regularly used, and there have been improvements to hygiene levels in wards.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and then so Laura, could you read read a few sentences? I'll stop you, maybe to write here.
Okay. So I have to start in
Governments.
Okay. Because I was looking at my document, so it is said.
Oh, it starts with governments?
Government are also trying to spread the message that antibiotics should be used sparingly. For many illnesses, such as common cold, they have no effect at all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, and remember, illnesses, for many illnesses. So we would pronounce that about that last part is stressed. Okay, and Jose, could you read a couple sentences?
Okay. Superbugs are likely to remain a problem in hospitals.
No.
Okay.
It's up here, physicians.
Physicians say that they sometimes feel pressure from patients to prescribe drugs. It is said that we can help reduce the spread of superbugs by avoiding antibiotics when possible. When we do take antibiotics, it's important to follow the dosage instructions and finish the course of drugs, even if we feel better.
All right, thank you. And Jefferson, can you read the next paragraph?
Okay. Superbugs are likely to remain a problem in hospital in the foreseeable future. However, by following medical advice and common sense, we can help reduce their spread.
Okay, so by following medical advice. So following
Medical advice. Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right. All right. Are there any words and phrases in this reading that you guys do not know?
Teacher, for me, just words. What does it mean?
Where is it at?
Word. Let me type this words.
Okay. Okay, that's what I thought you thought it was. Usually, when that's a ward, is a department in a hospital. So, for example, patients are put in different wards, possibly based on their illness or their. For example, there's in the hospital there might be a pediatric ward, which is basically the children's ward. So I don't think they really separate the adults that much, but they do. They have ICU, which is internal. Is the very serious cases. So they separate the hospital into different wards. Okay, good question. Any other words?
I don't know the word foreseeable.
Okay, if something is foreseeable, it's something you can see in the future. For example, maybe you have a son or a brother who is 17, and you see that he will get his driver's license in the foreseeable future. You know he's going to get his driver's license in the foreseeable future. So it's something that can be predicted, and you know ahead of time that it's going to happen. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Okay. Any other words or phrases? Okay. All right. So let's go on. So you guys, by the way, you guys were all right. So a superbug is a type of an infection you can get from the hospital, something that is very resistant, and you might go in. Someone might be admitted to a hospital because of a simple injury, but then catch a superbug, which could be fatal. For example, my dad caught a staph infection when he was in the hospital, and he nearly died because of this staph infection. So, which is a type of superbug. So let's ask and answer these questions. Who discovered penicillin? Diana, who discovered penicillin?
Alexander Fleming.
Alexander Fleming, perfect. Okay. All right, and David, next question. What is a superbug?
Yes, Holly. A superbug is a kind of infection that you can catch in hospitals.
And it is very difficult to treat.
Yes, could be fatal in some cases.
Yeah, and you can catch it in hospitals, also probably doctors' offices, those kind of places. But it's not something we catch in our own homes. So I don't think I want to go to a hospital. So, all right. So Ahmed, how are hospitals trying to reduce the number of people catching superbugs? Do you remember? Ahmed, are you there? Okay, maybe he's away from his desk right now. So, Laura, how are hospitals trying to reduce the number of people catching superbugs?
A ver, let me see, because there are some ways. Reduce the spread of superbug by avoiding antibiotic when possible.
Okay.
And if important, to follow the dosage instruction and finish the course of drugs. And then the medical staff advise to have always the hands clean and common sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. I copied the wrong
answer.
The wrong answer. Yeah. Wrong answer. Yeah, and also, yeah, they are using hand gels and improving hygiene in wards is the main one. About antibiotics, yeah, that is true as well. They're telling patients not to take them so that they will be effective when they really need it. So, yeah, awesome. Okay, Jose, what advice do governments and physicians give about antibiotics?
I think that I read three ways. Use antibiotics sparingly, follow the dosage instructions, and finish the course of drugs.
Word for word what this says. Exactly. Very good. All right. Has anybody here ever had a superbug or had family members that got a superbug? No. Anna Carlina, do you guys worry about stuff like that in dentistry, or is it different?
No, it's the same. Of course, we worry because we have to prescribe antibiotics,
Mm-hmm.
and there are some surgeries that we have to prescribe it. It's like as a prevention, you know. People who had suffered from rheumatic fever,
Mm-hmm.
once they are likely to get an infection called um, endocarditis
Mm-hmm.
in their heart, and we have to prescribe amoxicillin
Uh-huh.
or clindamycin if if the person has allergy to amoxicillin before
Mm-hmm.
the procedure, before to perform the surgery, in
Ah.
order in order to avoid the endocarditis. It's
Uh-huh.
a infection in the inner, in the deeply inner, in their hearts,
Mm-hmm.
because of bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we are concerned about it because there is a kind of bacteria called Streptococcus mutans,
Yeah.
and yes, it is one of the superbugs.
Yeah, and that's the one that's like the staph, what part of the staph infection, right?
Yes, and of some antibiotics has a huge spectrum, but they are they've been becoming less efficient because people use them a lot, and they have to use for 7 days, and when they feel better they get rid of the antibiotic, and it's very harmful.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Um, all right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little bit of vocabulary building. Let's match the two halves of the phrases. We've got prescribe, catch, be admitted to, the common, follow the dosage, cold, instructions, drugs, and infection in hospital. So where were we at? Okay, Jefferson, can you match one of these?
Okay. Prescribe instructions.
No, it's a different one.
Residues, halls of. Okay.
You can go to any of the other ones if you find something easier.
Okay. Be admitted to hospital.
Mm-hmm. Be admitted. Okay, that's all.
Admitted.
Okay, to hospital. And one thing that's interesting is in American English, we would say the hospital. We very rarely say hospital like this. We wouldn't say he's getting admitted to hospital. We would say he's going to the hospital. He's being admitted in the hospital. So it's one of the differences between British English and American English with that word for some reason. I'm not actually sure why, but all right. Thank you, Jefferson. Diana, can you choose one?
Catch an infection.
Okay, catch. There's another one. Bear with me a moment. I'm gonna make sure that's right. Yes, that is correct. You can also say catch. It would be catch a cold as well. So I was just checking.
Oh.
Catch an infection, but we know. I knew it was infection because of the article. because otherwise it would be catch a cold. But then I thought, well, what if British English they say catch cold? So,
Okay.
all right, David, can you do one?
Yes, yes, Holly. Follow the dosage instructions.
Yes, follow the dosage instruction. I am very bad at doing that. How about you? Are you good at doing that?
Sorry?
I'm bad at following the dosage instructions. How
Oh,
about you?
well, actually, I try to read the instructions of how many pills I have to take. Yes, I think that could be a little bit dangerous if you take a little bit more or a little bit less. Maybe it will be not so effective.
Okay. Yeah. My problem is when I have antibiotics, they usually make me sick. And so I don't ever finish them because of that. So one time I called the doctor and he said, "Oh, just don't stop using it." But I don't always.
Yes.
All right, Anna Carolina, can you do one?
Okay. Um, prescribed drugs.
Okay, prescribed drugs, yes. Which is what you can do, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and Alexander, can you do one?
A common cold?
Yes, the common cold. Yeah, so a lot of people, at least in my country, I don't know about your guys's, but in my country, people will have the common cold, and they'll go to the doctor and try to get an antibiotic, and the antibiotic doesn't work for them, but they just in their head they think they need it. So, and a lot of doctors will give it to them, and like, really, why do they do that? So, all right, and now let's fill in this spaces using phrases from exercise 5. So, Alejandro, can you do number 1?
Anthony was uh, admitted to the hospital when he caught pneumonia.
Perfect pronunciation. Pneumonia. Admitted to the hospital. To hospital. Okay, all right. And number 2, Ahmed, can you do number 2? Ahmed, are you there? Okay. All right, Laura, can you do number 2?
Please follow the dosage instructions. Take 2 tablets 3 times a day after meals.
Yes. All the dosage instructions. Perfect. Okay, and then Jose, can you read number 3?
Yes. Sandy thought she had influenza, but actually it was just the common cold.
The common cold. Perfect. Now, as far as that word thought,
But
could you say it again? I just realized you might be saying it
but
British.
but
This word right here. Sandy thought. Can you say that word?
Sandy thought.
Okay. Okay. It was a British English or Spanish accent. So,
Yeah.
Jefferson, number 4.
The doctor did not prescribe drugs. Instead, she told me to just rest at home for a few days.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And Diana, number 5. Diana, are you there? Okay, maybe she's.
Yes.
Oh, there she is.
Jimmy took some antibiotics after he. Um, can I see the options? I don't remember.
Yeah.
After he captured an infection in the jungle.
Okay, so after he
Or
caught
cold, sorry. Cold
an
infection.
infection. Yeah. Okay. So and remember, either antibiotics or antibiotics. So antibiotics. Okay. All right. Let's do this discussion now. Uh, David, did you know about superbugs before reading this article? How common do you think they are in your country?
Just hold. I think that I knew about superbugs, but just a little bit before classes because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like an expert in that kind of topic. Well, I think that the more common are the ones that are like viruses, colds, influenzas that
Mm-hmm.
you can get almost in any place. Was a little bit. I remember one that was that was famous some a couple of years ago. I didn't remember exactly the name, but was a virus like an influenza, and
Is
I
that like bird
think
flu?
yes,
And
probably
there was a bird flu scare, and then there was is it there was bird flu, and then after that was I think that's the one you're talking about. Anybody remember?
2000
About
maybe
2010, 2009.
10 or 11. Yes, probably.
Yeah, bird flu was about 2008. Because I was in Finland at the time, I remember that. But what was the other one? Does anybody remember the last one that was everybody was scared?
Uh,
N1 something?
Chicken
yes,
flu.
NCH1 or something
And
like
yeah,
that.
okay, we just can't remember it. So
That there was the disease when you that you got when you eat meal.
well,
Um, when you eat meat. The crazy cow disease.
no,
No, it
not
was
crazy cow, because
influenza.
I
it's
don't know the name in English. I'm sorry.
yeah. Well, the crazy cow is earlier as well. That was a scare as well. Crazy cow disease. But there was another one, H1N1. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, that's it. H1N1. Was that it? The H1N1 flu or something like that.
Yes, that
Yes,
was
yes.
scary. I remember.
Yeah, I think that was the one that scared me the worst. Was this one
Mm-hmm.
more
Yes, me
than
too.
bird flu? Kind of did. But bird flu was more fun just to talk to my students about it, and then crazy cow was an interesting one. Um,
Yes, the H1N1 almost become a pandemia. Pandemia is the word.
uh, yeah, it's actually in English we say pandemic. I'm writing it
Pandemic.
down.
Right, right.
Pandemic.
Pandemic. Mm-hmm.
See, didn't take it. Pandemic is what it's. Yeah, yeah. H1N1 was closer to the pandemic than any of the others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So Anna Carolina, next question. Do you often take medication? Do you take prescription drugs or over-the-counter drugs, or is that personal?
Answer. Teacher, there is a delay. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
From time to time, I took some over-the-counter drugs
Okay.
myself.
Yeah. So from time to time, you take over-the-counter drugs at times. Okay. Thank you. Um, but as a dentist, can you prescribe yourself any drugs if you had to, or do you have to get a prescription from another dentist or another doctor? Oh no, she's having internet problems.
Did you
We can't hear you, Anna Carolina.
say I'm sorry?
I
For
can't.
me,
We're hearing one word and then not hearing enough. Okay,
sorry.
I did hear that. Try to speak. Okay, Alexander. Next question. Do you take medication if you have the common cold?
Actually, no, because I always treat the cold at home, and it actually worked okay. And I can't remember the last time um, when I catch a cold, and then I went to the hospital to take a treat. No, usually I treat all my I'm sorry, not all. I treat some colds. Is it correct? Colds.
Colds.
Some colds at home, and I I'm doing okay with that.
Okay. Yeah. So you usually just do home treatment.
Yeah, and the reason why it's simple because my mother is a doctor and she always helps me with that, and she always can give me some medication. I'm sorry, some medicine that I need. That
you need. Well, that helps with your mom being a doctor. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can she prescribe herself her own medicine, or does she have to get another doctor to do it?
That's an interesting question because I've never asked her about it, but I think tomorrow I will ask it, and I think tomorrow I will answer because I actually have no idea.
Yeah, because that's what I was just trying to ask Anna Carlina, but she unfortunately had internet problems right at that time. So, all right. So next one. Alejandro, if you take prescription drugs, do you always finish all the tablets?
No, I use until I am okay.
Okay.
I don't use all the tablets generally.
Okay, so you generally use all the tablets. Or you don't use all the tablets, but you're supposed to. You know that we're all supposed to, but I never do either. So Ahmed, are you there? Yeah, I think his kids called him away. I think he's being daddy right now. Ahmed? Okay. Laura, is it acceptable to give cows or chickens antibiotics, in your opinion?
Well, as long as I know that is not too much, I think that it's not, for me, it's something out of every mind, because if they don't need them, it's like if suddenly we decided that in order to be safe and with good health, everybody have to take some kind of drugs. So maybe because I'm a little weird and I don't usually take any medicines or things like this. But I don't think so, because the people who eat meat then is going to eat antibiotics. So at the end it's a chain, no?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, as far as instead of eat antibiotics or eat medicine, we actually don't eat. We actually take.
Take. Yes. You don't. Yes.
Take. In other languages that you eat you say eat. The verb is eat. I know it isn't Finnish. So.
No, in Spanish it's to take. But
is it? Okay.
I only have one neuron. If I speak it, I can think properly.
Don't worry. As you practice, you'll get more and more better at that. So, all right. So, Jose.
Yes, Holly.
Do you think your generation is healthier than your parents or your grandparents' generation?
Yes, I think that nowadays my generation is healthier than my parents or grandparents' generation. The medicine is more advanced than before. I think than the people will live more years than before.
Okay. Right, thank you. Yeah, I think it depends on how you see it. I think like our generation is the first one with a full set of teeth, right? Very few people lose all their teeth, and we're also we're not as sick because of modern medicine. But we're, at least in my country, we're fatter, we're lazier, we're stuck to technology, you know. So in some respects, I think they're probably mentally a little bit better, maybe. So anyway,
Okay.
Jefferson, that's my opinion. Okay, of course, Jefferson, did you know about superbugs before reading this article? How common do you think they are in your country?
I've already heard about, but I did not know this spell like a Superbugs. It's the
Mm-hmm.
first time. But I think it's a interesting subject.
Uh-huh.
I think it is a little some subjects that we need to be careful because uh, the way as we take drugs
Mm-hmm.
is something sometimes over the counter. It could be a problem for our health. And just change a little uh, uh, talk.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yesterday I was watching a program, TV
Mm-hmm.
program,
Yeah.
and was speaking about some products, some foods that has penicillin, the antibiotics,
Really?
in your composition. Um, Yesterday I was hearing about cheese that
Uh-huh.
has penicillin in your skin, and
Really?
you yes, some of those cheese that you has the skin a little high,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
they speak that you need to eat this skin too because
So on
the
the the outer part of the cheese
yes
has penicillin in it.
yes exactly.
Uh, oh, my dog is just making himself known.
Your dog
So sorry about that.
is barking.
Yeah, I guess he's not liking the idea that there's penicillin in cheese. So, Alpha A, come here, baby boy, come here. Okay, and the other dog in the house just started barking, so he has to bark too. So, um, all right, yeah, so that's amazing. There is a movement here in the states, and I think it's because most of the food in the states are it's processed food. A lot of it is processed, and a lot of our food here in the states is made to last. So we have all these different chemicals in it, and so there's a movement in the states to eat organic foods. How about in your countries, Diana? Do a lot of people try to eat organic, fresh food in Colombia, or are they okay with processed foods?
That isn't common here. The food, organic food is, I think, new in this country,
Uh-huh.
but that is taking strength in the young people because the young people is more worried about their health. And I
Mm-hmm.
know new farmers that are growing organic food, and they are selling their
Mm-hmm.
products here in the cities.
Mm-hmm.
It's in few maybe years, I think that will be more common here in Colombia.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I didn't when I was growing up here in the States, I didn't realize about our food until I lived in Finland for 11 years, and I came back, and I could keep my milk for 2 weeks. My bread lasted for 2 weeks, and I'm like, what's wrong with this? So, and the reason is they put all these things in our food, and then I started getting sick because of the foods, and I'm like, really? Come on, Americans, get it together. The rest of the world has better food, a better food process.
I think the same. Processed food is so bad for the health.
Exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and ask and answer questions. I'm going to change my routine a little bit on this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you one question, and you'll start out by answering a question. Then you choose a question and ask somebody else. So I'm going to start out by asking Alexander. So Alexander, do you catch a cold more than once a year? If so, why do you think so? If not, why not?
So I would say that yes, I can catch a cold, but since the time I started playing football, I started having let's say stronger immune system, and now after I've been playing for a long time, I would say that I rarely catch a cold, and it happens only maybe one time per 2 years.
Oh wow, that's great. So stronger, and I understood what you said because I'm a native speaker and I could make it out, but it was probably very difficult for other people. So after you started sports, you started to have a stronger immune system.
A stronger
immune system.
Immune.
Immune system. So you need to stress that last part. Immune system. Okay, that's awesome, and that's good to hear. You're very lucky. So,
thanks.
Yeah, Alexander, can you choose a question and ask somebody in the class?
Yes, I'd like to ask Alejandro, and the question is, do you think that you need to lose weight?
No, in my case, I think my weight is normal, but my medical told me that I need to lose 5 kilograms. Yes.
It's interesting. If a woman is underweight, she'll still say, "Yes, I need to lose weight." So.
No, but in my case, I have cholesterol.
Yeah.
For that reason, they told me that.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Thank you, Alejandro. Alejandro, can you choose a question and ask somebody else?
Yes. Laura, do you eat a lot of vegetables?
For a long time I was vegan, but I started working with children and I usually ate with them, so I start to change the type of food that I was eating because of them. And yes, I love fruits and vegetables. I'm really a vegetable person. Yes.
Excellent. So you can go without meat and be totally happy.
Yes, I changed my job and suddenly I didn't have too much time to eat, so I start eating only one dish. And well, it usually was vegetables, and then I get used to it and wasn't without thinking about the right of animals or things like this. It was something that, yes.
It just kind of happened naturally.
Yes, that's why now I eat some meat if I want, but it's not. Yes.
So when you're around the kids, you can be an example.
Yes, because I realize that you cannot say you have to eat this, and they were looking at you like, okay, and you?
You're not eating it. Why do I have to? Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So
Right.
I say okay, no problem.
Excellent. All right, Laura, can you choose a question and ask somebody in the room?
Okay. I would like to ask David.
Who?
David or David.
David. Okay, David's here.
David. Okay. Do you consider alcohol a drug?
No, I don't think so. In my opinion, the alcohol, well, it's a controversial question, but I think alcohol is just a beverage for relaxing or for having a good time with someone, maybe with your family or with friends. But there is a kind of illness called alcoholism, or I don't know, alcoholism.
Yeah.
So the people that are alcoholism, they can live without drinking. So for those people, I think that maybe could be a drug.
Yeah, no. So the people are either they have alcoholism or they are alcoholics. Is how it is. Alcoholics. Yeah. Okay. All right. So David, could you ask? I think we have time for one more question.
Yes, sure. Are you afraid
Who's
of
Jefferson or Diana?
Oh yes, are you afraid of needles for Diana?
Yes, I am,
Oh
but
no.
it's I have problems with glaucemia. I don't know how to say,
Gluten.
but I every 6 months or 1 year I need to take an exam for my blood to see the levels of glaucemia, and every 6 months I need to I don't know how to say see like the doctor or the nurse use the needles in my arms.
You get a blood test.
Yes, for a blood test. Okay, but it's so bad. I can't see that.
Yeah.
I close my eyes when
Me too.
when she is doing that. Yes, it's terrible.
I always close my eyes and say I do this for the dentist too. I always close my eyes and say I'm going to sleep. You just wake me up when you need it. Of course the dentist doesn't like it because then I shut my mouth.
Yes,
So
me too. It's terrible.
that's funny. All right. Well, everyone, I want to thank you for your participation in class today. If you are looking for a job or if you need to interview other people, the next class is on the job interview. So you're welcome to join. And even if you don't need a job, it might still be a fun class to join. All right. Thank you very much. Bye, everyone.
Thank